everyone, theswiftscripter here, and welcome to our first Blender tutorial series. So if you've seen my previous videos, I've been making a lot of Unity and scripting related stuff, but this time I'm actually gonna get into modeling. Whether you're a complete beginner or you're someone looking to brush up on your skills for 3D modeling, then welcome, you've come to the right place. So in this series, I'll be taking you through the fundamentals of Blender, navigating the interface to creating game-ready assets. So today we're gonna just start with an introduction to Blender as well as its interface navigation. So yeah, let's get started. Firstly, we're gonna wanna open Blender, and I recommend watching that first video ever, like one of the first videos I made. I'll link it in the description, how to install all this stuff. It's just pretty easy, just search it up, download it. So yeah, here you're gonna be greeted with this splash screen. Here you can create like a new project, open recent files if you've tried Blender before, or access templates like right here. For now, we're just gonna create a new general project, and it loads you into this place right here. So we have like a blank workspace now, and Blender's interface might seem a little overwhelming at first, as similar to Unity too, but don't worry, we're gonna break it down step by step. And yeah, let's begin with the main sections of the interface. At the top here, we have the info editor, where you'll find the main menu bar. This contains all the main functions like file, operations, rendering, and preferences. Lots of stuff here. On the left, we have the tool shelf right here. This is where you'll find tools for transforming and editing objects in your scene. You can toggle it on and off by pressing T. So press T again to enable it. And then on the right here are the properties. So this is like the properties editor. This is a crucial part of Blender where you can adjust the properties of your objects, materials, world settings, and more. Down here is a timeline, and this is used for animation. We're gonna dive more into this in a later tutorial. And then the largest part here, this part in the middle, is the 3D viewport. This is where you'll spend most of your time creating and editing game objects. Now that we've covered the basic layout, let's talk about navigation. So first, to rotate the view the way I'm doing it right now, hold the middle mouse button and move your mouse. So move it around, hold it as you do. And to pan the view, you can hold shift and the middle mouse button like this, and then move your mouse. So to zoom in, just use a scroll bar, use the middle mouse button, or use control and the middle mouse button. Holding control and then holding the middle mouse button, not scrolling through it, and then moving the mouse like this, very smooth. Let's summarize these shortcuts. So rotate view is a middle mouse button. Pan view is the shift plus middle mouse button. Zoom is scrolling or control plus middle mouse button and moving it like this. And yeah, now let's explore some basic tools and shortcuts. By default, Blender always starts with a cube. So to select an object, simply left click on it. And once selected, you can rotate it, scale it, do whatever you want. And the way if you want to move it, press G. So here are the main shortcuts. So G to move, R to rotate, and S to scale. So I'm gonna demonstrate this. G like this, R like that, and S. It scales on all axes. So you can rotate it even on a specific axis like this Y axis by pressing G plus Y. So G, and same with rotating it. So R plus Y, it rotates on that. Same with G, Z, and press escape to escape out of that, or just right click. So G, Z, and then right click to escape out of that, or just press escape. And then S, X or something. So that's pretty much how you do it. One of the most powerful features of Blender is the ability to customize the interface to fit your workflow. You can resize any panel by grabbing on this edge, like holding it using your mouse, moving it left or right. You can see more of the viewport or less of it, up to your choosing. You can do the same here. All these black edges, that's where you can rotate it. So yeah, just try experimenting with the different layouts until you find out what works best for you. Now, let's set up Blender for game development projects. This involves adjusting a few settings to optimize your workflow. So go to Edit, then Preferences, and then under the Interface tab, you can enable features like tooltips and Python tooltips for additional help. I'm just gonna leave it disabled for now because I don't need it. In the Key Map tab, You can customize shortcuts to match other software you're familiar with. I like this the way it is, so maybe if you use Maya or something, you can adjust it the way you see fit. And then under the add-ons tab right here, this is like the package manager, similar to Unity except in Blender, which we just call add-ons. You can enable useful tools like the Node Wrangler, so you can search it up. Node Wrangler, it's pretty useful just to help node-based workflow. If you want, you can find all these, look through it by clicking on this arrow, finding out what it's all about. And then you can also enable, I recommend 2 add-ons, Loop Tools, as well as Node Wrangler. So these are 2 things I recommend adding if you would like. If you don't need it and just want to go along the way I am, then don't leave it enabled, just leave it disabled. Make sure to save your preferences to these so these settings are applied every time you open Blender. But yeah, that's it for today. It's just a basic introduction to Blender and its user interface interaction. We've covered like the basic layout, navigation tips, and essential tools, as well as how to set up Blender for game development. In the next video, we're gonna dive into fundamentals of 3D modeling. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Just don't forget to leave a like if you would like, if you like the tutorial. Leave a dislike if you don't. Stay tuned for the next video because I'm gonna be diving more into this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.